What is trauma-informed care? Why does it matter for us to be thinking about it in the workplace?
Sure. So I have come to think of trauma-informed care as um, a universal approach to interacting with people in a way that not only acknowledges, but is also sensitive to the prevalence and impact of trauma in folks' lives. So the same way that medical professionals, wear gloves upon and entering patient rooms or use hand sanitizer when they're walking in and out, right? To protect themselves and protect the folks they're interacting with. In a workplace, we can do very similar things where we really um, practice speaking to one another with compassion and working to ensure that our organization has policies and procedures that resist re-traumatizing folks, as well as trying to foster resilience amongst the folks who are working with one another. So,
Yeah. So I hear you. It's almost just being thoughtful and mindful
mhm,
of our interactions so we do no harm
mhm,
unintentionally. But when
mhm.
I hear the word trauma, it feels scary. I'm gonna just be honest. It feels kind of intimidating.
I think a lot of times when we hear trauma, we think of like what I sometimes refer to as like capital T trauma, like really big life-altering things, car accidents or living through an earthquake or a tornado or those sort of things. But there's also like lowercase t trauma, and sometimes that's um, things that are maybe a little bit more. Um, Maybe some might say like more run-of-the-mill everyday life experiences. Um, Sometimes it's the things that kind of weigh on us day in and day out throughout our lives since childhood. So there can be um, at first childhood experiences or ACEs where there's some big stuff that really impact how we show up in the world as adults. Um, and sometimes it's more like long term over our lifespan stuff that kind of do the same thing, would sort of weigh down on us.
Mm-hmm.
But the research shows that over 64% of adults have experienced some of those things. So I think it's common for us to hear trauma and think, well, that's other people, that's them over there. And the reality is, it's most of us.